Hi all, Kyber1 here, and this is Carcassonne. Okay, so I'm not really going to go over the actual game mechanics of Carcassonne in depth. I'm just going to kind of show you what's in it. And the reason for that is because it's a relatively simple game, but it is absolutely wonderful. It's got this short little manual here. How to do things. See, here's the dark. And there's the regular. And you want to start with a river. And everybody's got meeples. There are 5 in the base set. Yellow, red, green, blue, and black. The abbots and the river tiles are both... they are add-on content technically, and scoring is very different, I guess. Okay, well that's weird. Huh. Okay. Alright, but yeah, this game's super fun. Okay. Right here, this is how you keep track of your score. And you put your little meeples here. Oh yeah, have our little adventure party here. Basically use whatever you want to keep track of here, but you put your standardized meeples on there, and then as you score points, you go around the board. And there's your bag of meeples. Alright, so Carcassonne. Okay, so 12, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So any lighter color tile, the C, is a starter tile. And then the darker C's, right there, are the other ones. So if you're not playing with the river, you would start off with this piece. You have a road, you have a field, and a city. So these two things could go together because the city does not prevent that. But you could not play it like that. And that's important because, well, that wouldn't make sense. The river just doesn't enter the road. This little flower patch you can put an abbot on. That's a closed city worth 4 points total, 2 for each side. The river only separates properties. There's a bridge, so the river remains connected and the roads remain connected. And that little cool hub town that works. This is the end of the river. This is an abbey, and all of the 8 tiles that surround it, or however many you have, each counts as 1 point in addition to the base one when you put an abbot there. And then you gain 1 point per road piece between 2 cities. So let's see. I can't really find a good example of that. Okay, yeah. Like that. That would be worth 2 points right there, because there's 1, 2. If you have one of your pieces on there. So, which is unlikely to happen with the way the river works. The river is to be entirely connected. And there's more complicated rules than that. But this game is really excellent for just kind of almost world building in a way. Because you want an environment that encourages exploration in role-playing games. And if you don't mind a square crawl rather than a hex crawl, this could be an excellent way to do that. So let me just lay this out. Okay, let's ignore this piece for last. as far as the river goes. Okay, so we need to find our starting piece for the river. This right here. This is a mountain. This is the source. Put that up there. And flip these. And this is our last piece. So we put it over here. Wait for it. Oh, okay. Are we still on track? Okay. Ow. I drank something earlier that was kind of thick. Orange soda. Alright. Shuffling the tiles. Flip the first one. Let's put it this way. Alright, let's go that way. Next one is this one. Yeah, let's put it there. Next one is this one. Let's put it here. Next one is this one. Let's bring this river down. And then let's do that. Next one is that one. Okay. Oh. Wow. Okay, let's pretend that this is much further down, and then yeah, let's ignore that. That way we can take this in different directions. Yeah, you get the idea. Let's see. Okay, there we are. Maybe this curve goes that way. Okay, it's supposed to be one at a time. I don't have much room to work with. And then it ends there. Okay. Right. Oh. Let's get this all up. So it's supposed to be one at a time, but as you can see, I don't have the world's largest area to work with, and I'm still messing with the camera setup. So here we are. And that's a river flow. And you still can't see the end of it. Okay, so okay, there we are. Now you can see the end of it, but you can't see the beginning. There we are. Okay, there. So now I could put this piece right here, right? And it goes between players. So if I were to place a meeple here when I place this, that's worth 1, 2, right? But any landmark that you place, including a field, you can place a meeple on. But if there's already a meeple controlling that field, you cannot place another meeple there. Field meeples cannot be relocated. They have to stay there. And they are laid down. They are counted last at the end of the game. Closed roads, you count the points you scored and then you remove your meeple from them. For instance, if I had a meeple here and you had a meeple here, whoever placed this, we would both get credit for that road. But if you had a meeple here and I played this piece, I couldn't place a meeple on that road if you had a meeple on this road. Only in circumstances where they would be close together. I hope that makes sense. But when you're talking about world building, the thing I like about this is you have communities with a story around everything that's going on. And you have a large amount of information. Who's to say how long these things are? Here we have a city surrounded by fields with a garrison. We have an abbey, or you can call that whatever you want, like a church or whatever. You have another section of a city, another garrison section of a city. You have a road leading to a city. You have a small town that intersects 3 different roads. You have a small town next to a city that intersects 3 different roads. You have a road with a farmstead that comes very close. Small town, field. you just have a lot of pieces. And this game works intricately well. And abbots can be placed on those. The game is very intricate. And it's beautiful art. It goes really well. And here's an entire city garrison section. So, playing this game, you naturally form large cities. So, you might want to take pictures or things like that of how your city ends up. And I wouldn't necessarily play for points. Like, these could be two different cities that eventually grew together. So, you're world building as you're playing this. And yeah, there is a limitation to it, but there are so many expansions for this game that there's such a variety of different ways to play it. And by different ways to play it, I mean every expansion adds different things. And some of them I don't recommend. Like, I don't like the shepherd one with the wolves and the sheep. That adds too much complexity. The gold one's interesting. The dragon one kind of ruins some things. But then there's these cult rules, and those are different. And so the more different expansions you add, the more complex the game becomes. But you can also ignore those expansions and just use the tiles from the expansions. And that's what I would recommend doing at first, because more tiles means a further developed world. Carcassonne is an amazing game, and it doesn't take that long to learn, it doesn't take that long to play, and as you can see, it doesn't take that long to clean up, and you don't really have to sort everything out. What I do recommend is putting the tiles of the different back colors, like this and this, back to back like that in the box. That way you can see where you have your difference in coloration and everything else. And the reason for that is it just makes it way easier to collect and get to. So, and this, I would have facing, oops, I spelled that. Good thing it's a quick cleanup. Okay, so basically, since these are your end caps for your river, I would save those for last. And you just put those in there, and then you have them face this, and then have the others face away. That way you can quickly grab your end pieces for your rivers, because you're going to need one first and one last, and then you can shuffle the rest of those. Alright, so I'm going to end the video there so I can clean up. I love this game. It's fantastic. And I highly recommend it. Super fun. You can teach it to your kids. 7 years old is about right for the base game. Some of the expansions, though, are quite ridiculous. But I do love this game. And I hope you give it a shot if you can find it. Carbon 1 out.